What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new Lightshare episode. Today, we're gonna talk about a topic that might be a little bit sensitive. It's about the rise of the art boomer in today's modern
Dun dun
society.
dun.
What is that even? The art doomer? Like, I understand what a doomer is, but the art doomer?
Yeah,
What could that
so
mean?
it's somebody who is very down on their luck, I would say, in their art skills, in their art life, in their art career. Everything just seems to come crashing down. And we understand this is like a prevalent thing in this AI hellscape, I guess you could say. So
Right.
we hope that we relieve people of that mindset. So
Just to make sure I'm understanding it correctly, it's not the person that thinks, oh no, AI is gonna take our job. It's the person who thinks that I'm not
what's the
making
point
it.
of it
The
anymore?
the industry is oversaturated. It's over competitive. I can't get a job in what I wanted. Maybe it's illustration. Maybe it's concept art. Or it's
Well,
both of those things at the
yeah,
same
I
time as
mean,
well.
kind of seeing it a lot on social media. There's like this sort of pessimistic, negative energy going on, and it's all well and true, like there's a lot of stuff going on out there, but I think it's becoming really oversaturated negativity, and
Okay.
that can be a problem, I think, if it's not fixed or it's not addressed.
Yeah, it might be a matter of more of what people focus on rather than like what's going on out there, because the whole landscape is not something that one single person can change, but the way that you view it and the way that you guide your own attitudes towards it, I think that's what creates this so-called like doomer artist that you're talking about. It's the person that in the face of, let's call it like the danger of change, they become either like depressed or like they just like freeze and they don't do anything, and they are kind of like ready to be killed by the menacing threat of whatever it is at the time.
Is everyone trying to kill you?
It kind of seems like it.
Because I don't think it's something that it comes from right now. I think it happened when like digital media came, and it happened when 3D came, and it happened like when traditional was not that relevant anymore to our industry.
Looks like an evergreen attitude type of issue, right? Like something that's always there if they don't fix it. And it happens with everything. With anything that comes your way, you'll behave this way. Like you were saying, Andre, like fight or flight, right? That was the thing. And your response will be to always like freeze, don't do anything.
Yeah.
Or worse, just run away.
Yeah, I think there's like, obviously we talk about this a lot, there's a way out of this whole doomer mentality. It's more of just about knowing your purpose, like your priorities in art. Like, what do you actually want to do?
Oh, I have no idea.
The industry is like so nuanced. There's like so many different ways to get in and so many avenues to build yourself up as an artist. Anything worth having is going to be difficult to get to. Doesn't matter what industry, whether it's being a doctor or like an engineer, an artist is just as difficult. So you'll have to fight for whatever it is you want.
You know, it probably does have to do with your initial goal, right? Because let's say you love drawing, you're passionate about video games or movie industry or something, and you want to work in that somehow. You just don't know the positions, the job positions names or anything like that, but you want to end up doing something like that. It's likely our case as well, because I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I just knew I wanted to make a living off of my passion for art. And I didn't know what that could look like. So you eventually, the more steps you take into this, towards this direction, this goal of yours, the more you discover about the possibilities of it. But I feel like nowadays people are starting their careers or their, let's say, their journeys on this path with this goal in mind, to quickly land a job somehow in the industry, right?
Yeah.
Because let's say with the rise of the internet and social media and everything, as opposed to like a couple of decades ago, now it's like the information is more out there. There's a lot of YouTube channels, there's a lot of websites, there's a lot of famous platforms that are like outlets of art, you know, for you to go and watch and learn more about this industry. And that probably feeds into your, let's say, your fire of urgency to do something with this quick. I have 1 year to get a job, you know, or something like that. And you're at the very, very beginning. Like you barely even know how to draw and you're coming up with these goals, which is fine because I encourage everyone to be ambitious, but you should aspire to enjoy the journey if that makes sense, you know, like each step. Let's say, don't think about the summit, think about the path ahead. Focus on that, step after step. Because I feel like that's how a lot of people end up skipping certain crucial parts in the journey, right?
What people need to understand is that there's no way that you can predict what things will be like 5 years, 10 years, or like even a year or two is like too much time for you to actually predict what's going on and what skills will be necessary, what you as a professional will need to have in terms of skill set to be relevant to the work and to get work and like doing all of that. So the idea that you will worry yourself about if you have a future or not right now, that whole thing can change so quickly and you have like more power over it than you might think.
It's also distracting, right? It distracts you from your main goal, which is to make it up there, to get that job.
Getting the job being the goal, I'm a little bit against that, just because I don't think that your goal should be getting a specific job. I think that your goal should be getting good as an artist.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean with all of this. Sorry.
The whole idea of attaching your whole like life's worth to that like job title, like it's a bit too shallow, right? I hope that you want more things as a human being than just having a job title. Let's say that you achieve that thing, right? And it's not what you expected. Then it destroys like your whole life purpose, right? Or let's say that you never achieve, or that you never achieve that. Like it might be the case that like we're the three of us, like we consider ourselves concept artists, or that's like our bio, right? That's what we call ourselves. But picture a future where concept art is not needed anymore. Like, are you going to cease to exist? Are you going to like kill yourself? No, like you're going to adapt your skill set to like whatever comes to happen next. You know, you are going to adapt your existence, and you are going to find ways to still work and still love what you do, doing something that is like maybe a tangent of what we do right now. Maybe it's like it's design, but it's on other areas. It's art, but it's a different type of art. Hopefully, Lightshare, you know, maybe like it's this thing that becomes way bigger than it is right now. Keep putting this message to the world. I think that the whole idea of focusing on these like little steps that are more guided towards you than towards the world itself, like the whole world. I think that's the remedy against this doomer mentality. Because if you want to tackle the problems like of the entire world, like of course that you will feel overwhelmed, right? Of course it's too hard to do that. But if you look in the mirror and you want to tackle like your own issues, the very next step that you have to do, not that everyone in the world has to do, all of a sudden it becomes much more feasible.
I think it's also good to be able to serve, to help others. It all goes back to like that sort of humility thing where you think less about yourself and more about bringing value to the world. In a way, bring happiness into your life, exponentially excel your growth as an artist too. Because when you're just kind of focused all on you, you know, everything's just about you, you feel kind of unfulfilled, and it's like chasing selfishness in a way. So when you're able to help other people, it's like you're lifting off that selfishness from yourself, and then you pour compassion and good vibes to other people.
I think you should fix your inner world first if you're attempting to tackle the outer world and its issues, because that's what Andrea just mentioned, you know, like that's where you find a lot of that frustration, because you see you can't deal with it, you can't do it. And it's because you haven't found a solution to your own issues yet. And you're attempting to tackle someone else's, like the world, something that's outside of your power right now. In relation to the other point you made, Andre, attributing your identity to something like some specific like this that is perishable, you know, like a job like this could just be gone in a few years.
This is the last straw. You know that? You have messed up for the last time. You are out of here. What?
Attributing it to the core value of this, let's say a bigger topic like art itself, creativity itself. It's what they say a lot about this job, finding solutions to problems. You're a problem solver. I think that could really help a lot. It's like a dark journey in a way, because you don't see too far ahead, right? You see a lot of shadows, and there's a lot of illusions like things that seem to be what they're not, and then they turn out to be something else. So all you can do is to worry about your own case and focus on yourself, improve that, get ready, be prepared, and then you will be able to deal with anything in front of you, regardless of what you expect from the outside circumstances or anything like that.
You need to take action to make something happen. And if you're too afraid to take action, or if you're too focused on the problem instead of trying to find solutions, I think that's a big sign that things are not quite there yet for you to actually tackle the outside world problems. As a practical example, right, instead of scrolling through, I don't know, the 10th Discord server that is complaining about AI, why don't you stop scrolling online? Why don't you do some research, learn what it is, what it's not, how it's being used, how it's being trained, even if you consider it to be your enemy or the thing that is killing your jobs, learn about your enemy, and then you will learn, first of all, what it can and cannot do, and then it will become much easier for you to understand what part of your skill sets work with that, and what part of your skill sets will make you relevant even in the presence of AI. And it will also teach you the very ability to deal with those situations, because they will happen more and more in the future. This is probably not the first time that your career is in danger because some new technology came.
Yeah, I think you also brought up a good point about the social media scrolling too. That saps your energy dry every single day. In my experience, I've kind of just stopped scrolling through people's stories most of these days, and going on the main profile and the explore page gets rid of your productivity. And the more you stare at your screen, the more your head hurts, and it causes you to have no motivation, because you're just watching everyone's life go by. Your life is still on the standstill, and when that happens, then you fall into the sort of depressive trap of why am I not going anywhere? Why am I not moving forward? Stay off the TikTok, stay off the social media, because I think that's what contributes to a lot of this doomer mentality.
It's a similar thing. We always talk about this, but think of the content that you consume as the diet for your brain, and of course that it's hard to think positively about the world if everything that you consume has the same doomer mentality.
That whole story changes a little bit the minute you understand that it's a business. It's built on your attention span, right? It's meant to keep you there. The more you consume it, which is just you staring at the phone, scrolling, next story, next post, comments, let's read this, let's read that, let's watch this video, recommended, oh yeah, I'll watch this one too, and there you go, one more hour. The minute you understand that, I would say you become a little more understanding about what the purpose of that is. And to those ones who are new to the channel, what we always talk about is stay off social media unless you're using it as a tool, right? But be honest, not oh no, it's just research, and you're browsing through random videos and stuff. If you're using it as a tool to, let's say, expand your presence online, right, to share your artwork and get your name out there and build an audience or something, then I would say that's a good use of it, right? Because it's serving you somehow. You're not just feeding into it mindlessly. If all you do is to use it as a distraction kind of thing, then I would say that's greatly affecting your process of growth and your development, because you could be using that time for something way more productive.
Thanks for tuning into this episode. We hope you're not one of these people. and
if you are, just know just know the cure is action. Action and purpose.
Yep.
See you guys in the next episode. Take care.
Thank you so much for watching.